guys? Chris here, back with another episode of the Camera Junkie. Welcome to this new episode, and there's some interesting information here coming out today. No, not today, just a couple days ago. I just kind of came across it today. But a company called Tascam, now they're like an audio equipment type manufacturer. They have created or in the process, they had a developmental announcement. Seems like a lot more developmental announcements that are happening this year than I can ever remember in the past. I remember, the only thing I can really remember in the past is like the Panasonic S1R being a developmental announcement, and maybe the S1H as well. So I use personally XLR equipment. I have this is one of my camcorder. This is the Panasonic HCX2000. And it has the built-in, well, it's not built-in, it's a detachable handle, has XLR adapter. What I'm currently shooting on is Panasonic S5, and I have the adapter, the XLR1 adapter for the Panasonic, which was originally designed for the Panasonic GH5, but it also works with a lot of the new, well, actually all of the new Panasonic S1 cameras, or S-Line. But a company called Tascam is making up a new one that will connect to Canon Fujifilm, which it's exciting to me because I shoot with a Fujifilm X-T4, specifically with the X-T4. So they've designed this one for the Canon. Now, if you didn't know, the new Canon R3, when it does come out, when it's officially announced, it's supposed to have a different type of hot shoe. It's supposed to be some sort of multi-interface shoe, kind of similar to what Sony does. With their multi-interface shoe, they've got the XLR adapter for that as well. Same with Panasonic. So they just came out with this new camcorder called the XF605, and it's supposed to be able to adapt to this now. It says that it will include 2 AA batteries. I don't know if it seems the way I'm reading this. It says the combination will provide a maximum of 4 XLR channels in addition to the built-in XLR channels to the camcorder. Preliminary production capability includes mirrorless camera EOS R3 and professional camcorder XF605. And then down below it says it requires 2 AA batteries if you're going to pair it with something else. So I'm thinking with those 2 cameras, you can run it off the batteries of the camera just like I am here with the S5. Now it's not attached to the microphone jack or anything like that. It's just running through the hot shoe completely. So I think that that's what you're gonna get with these cameras is gonna be able to run directly through the hot shoe. Now with the Fuji one, it's also the same thing. It should be able to run directly through the hot shoe. It says it has 4 XLR inputs. Now none of these images that I'm seeing on here actually have any kind of they don't have any photos from the other side. So like this one's only got 2 XLRs. The XLR1 adapter on top of my S5 right now only has 2 that I'm running audio through right now. But this is claiming to have 4. And then also again with the X-T4 and the XS10, it should work directly through the hot shoe. So now they said this is going to be out before the end of the year. So hopefully before the end of 2021. We'll be able to get our hands on these. But it also, again, it says that it's going to include a 3.5 millimeter jack in the box. So if you have an older like X-T3 or something like that, or some of the XT200 lineup of cameras, you'll be able to also connect it that way through the jack and use them AA batteries. With the Nikon cameras, no matter what, now they do work. But it's going to require you to connect it through the 3.5 millimeter microphone jack and use AA batteries. Now it shows here the Z6 and Z7 Mark II versions, and it still says that you're going to have to reuse it through that. Now, why is this important? And why are they making this more, I guess? Well, because I think over the last couple of years, becoming a content creator, and not only that, not just being a content creator, because that's kind of a vague statement, I think, but there's also a lot of companies out there that are using video to promote, using YouTube to promote their businesses. If you have a small business or something like that right now in the United States and you're not using YouTube to promote, it's free. You know what I mean? It's free. You don't have to pay anything to make a YouTube video or make a YouTube channel. So, there's no reason for you whatsoever to not have a YouTube channel. And you obviously want to try to make it the best possible quality that you can. So I mean, audio wise is part of that. Nothing against using your cell phone, but again, if you use a cell phone, oftentimes you stand more than 4 or 5 feet away and you can't really hear the person talk. So it's my suggestion, go out if you got a business. I think investing in a decent camera and some audio equipment, will be a good investment in the long run, because you'll make a lot of money off of it eventually. Whether or not you're making money on YouTube for views, that's obviously a benefit too, because if you're become a bigger business, you start making money on your videos, maybe, you got some sort of like skit and people think it's funny and people are watching your videos without even going down to the store, or going on to your business. So this is kind of, this is something that I kind of expected, because since Canon had announced the R3 that they were going to have some sort of audio interface that could potentially attach it. But I think with Tascam kind of beating them to the punch, I won't be surprised that when the official announcement comes that you do see an XLR adapter for it. I think this is, quality. If you're going to buy a Panasonic camera, I think in 2021 and beyond, you might as well just pick up the XLR adapter with it. Because, you look at something like Sony right now. Like, the XLR K3M is basically impossible to find right now. Like, it can't be done. Pretty much if you want anything that says Sony on it, you can't find it right now. I don't know what the hell they're doing over at Sony. You try to find a PlayStation 5 right now for under $1,000 that some asshole isn't trying to sell. Try to find a Sony A7S III right now is quite a battle right now too. So I think this is kind of an exciting little piece of equipment here. It's something that I'm not personally going to add to my bag unless. Because I don't really shoot a lot of video with this camera here. And to be honest, if I want good audio, I'm just going to shoot my Panasonic S5, just because I already have the Panasonic S5. That's what I bought it for, to shoot video with. So this is kind of my going out camera, but it's also kind of a B-roll type camera. So I'm going to use it, for B-roll and stuff like that. Most of the B-roll you see in this footage is actually done on this, my personal B-roll anyway. But I don't think I would buy it personally, but there's a lot of people out there I know that just shoot directly with the Fuji X-T4, and probably previous Canon cameras. The Canon R6 would be a great little camera to have, to be honest with you. And if you can hook up an XLR adapter to it, one of the things that's kind of actually held me back a little bit from buying because I've gotten into shooting XLR audio, is the fact that there is no access to an XLR adapter. But now that changes a lot of things. Now, I don't have a price on this yet, but I would suggest it's going to be around $300. Maybe a little less. Tascam usually does come out with stuff that's a little bit less expensive, so maybe it's around $250. And there is different ones for each one. So if you've got a Nikon camera, a Canon camera, and a Panasonic camera, and a Fujifilm camera, and you want this thing for all three of them, it's not going to work on all three of them from the sounds of things. Maybe through the audio adapter, like the audio cable, the 3.5 millimeter audio cable, it might work, but it doesn't look like it's going to work through the hot shoe. So if you buy the Canon one, you're not going to be able to throw it on your Fuji one, it doesn't seem. I don't think they're interchangeable, because there is different product models. This is CA, XLR 2D C, XLR 2D-F, and then XLR 2D-AN for the so it looks like it's a Canon fit, a Fujifilm fit, and then an analog interface. So maybe the analog interface, can probably go with all of them, but through the 3.5 millimeter. So if you have an Olympus camera, it probably would work. If you have a Panasonic camera, it would probably work, but through the 3.5 millimeter adapter, and you'll have to have batteries for it. So anyways, that's about it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.